Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. As we know that the whole country, including our country, has been hit by the COVID-19 virus, which has given various impact to society. Therefore, the government has decided to implement a movement country order to curb the spread of this virus. So, with this, I would like to introduce Siti Zulaikha binti Ruslan, my cousin, to answer some question addressed to her about these movement country orders. So, I want to ask you question 1. We have learned that this movement control order is done to prevent us from leaving the house, expect to solve something important. So, I would like to ask Miss Zulaikha, what activity has Miss Zulaikha done to fill the time during the PKP?
Okay, the activity I do during this PKP is I always spend time with my family. This is because before this, my parents are always busy with their own works. So with this, I can say hello, and also I can do various activities such as watching television, cooking with my family. I also learn a lot of recipe with my mother, and this can highlight the talents I have to my family members.
Wow. So question 2, then PKP time, also we cannot visit the house of our relative who are far from the village. So in the opinion of Mr. Zulaikha, how to maintain the brotherhood of friendship without visiting their home?
So in this borderless world, various technology advancements have been created that allow us to communicate with them without we meet each other. So in my opinion, I choose to make a WhatsApp video call because I can see their own face, and also I can hear their own voice. So especially this also can cure my longing to them because they cannot come back to home. And also this video application also allow us to take pictures and make them as memories.
So question 3, this PKP session, the speaker are not able to visit the mosque to give the talk to the villagers. With this, in your opinion, how to continue this knowledge is maintained even without visiting the mosque?
In my opinion, the speakers can make it live via FB or IG. With this, not only the villagers can see, but also the whole world. This allows the knowledge to be conveyed more widely without any restrictions. In addition, there are more preachers who preach by just making video. With this, the video can be saved and viewed at any time.
Thank you for your time.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, and today I'm going to ask you some question due to my English documentary assignment, which is our group had chose movement control order or MCO as our main topic. Okay, after more than a few months of university physically staying shut with lesson conduct online due to this MCO, the Ministry of Higher Education had announced that all institution of higher learning will be fully conducting online. So, in your opinion, what are the main challenges students face during MCO?
As a student like me, it may be a challenge for us because online learning will come with a few certain challenges. If the physical semester converts to fully online, students might not be able to adapt the use of the online teachings, lectures, and assignments, as well as at the beginning of the semester. Online learning is more to self-learning, which students can be absent from the online class and use the poor internet problem as an excuse. I understand that some might really have difficulties accessing the internet, but online learning will reduce the efficiency of learning compared to the face-to-face learning. Also, our biggest challenge is that some of the students have poor internet access in their hometowns. It is difficult for them to reach out for such online assessment and also lectures. Indeed, the best learning method is face-to-face because it is more familiar and understood by students. With the implementation of online classes, we will be experiencing problems like asking questions, especially for those who are having difficulties speaking out in a crowded environment. Both face-to-face and online methods. It's much more convenient as we have to walk from different classes that's far from each other, but it's not effective. In my opinion, face-to-face classes is always much more comfortable. Explanation via online is not too really clear for me.
Okay, the second question, what your opinion about MCO advantage for student?
The online teaching and learning designs has incorporated elements of student learning, which allows students to actively participate in the learning activity including the use of relevant measures that are aligned with the course learning outcomes and considerations toward the availability of students' internet connectivity at their respective accommodations. The three main online learning deliveries, which are asynchronous, synchronous, and task-based online learning through the various available platforms.
Okay, as we know that many people had lost their job, especially for self-employed worker during this MCO. So, what your opinion about this?
Self-employed workers that have been hit hard by the MCO, with almost half of them being out of work. By definition, the self-employed group involve farmers, fishermen, breeders, and those who have their own business without hiring any workers. Businesses are affected by the MCO will take time to recover. The workers in the informal sectors will continue to be the hardest hit by the repeated lockdowns and MCO in the country, especially in urban areas. I had read an article that mentioned about department's report on the survey findings which those in employ before the MCO, business workers and the self-employed experience that most change, with approximately 50% reporting they were unable to work during the MCO period.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today I will interview with Miss Aminah Zafira Nurdiana, who is one of the students at Institut Pendidikan Guru Kampus Pulau Pinang. So our topic today is about Movement Control Order or MCO. Now I want to ask you, Miss Aminah, are you agree that Movement Control Order or MCO should be continued?
I do agree that MCO should be continued. It is because MCO can help to break the change of COVID-19 transmission in our community. In fact, MCO is also able to help our country in flattening the curve of daily cases. We can see this during March last year. We have do the same thing, which is our country has faced the MCO 1.0, and we can see the positive effect of that when we are able to achieve 1 cases per day. So I think that MCO is the best way right now in order to prevent the COVID-19 spreading in our country.
Okay, thank you, Miss Aminah. Next question is, MCO or Movement Control Order implementation in Malaysia also gives a positive implication to the surrounding nature. What do you think about this issue?
I also agree that the implementation of MCO in Malaysia also is able to contribute to a positive effects to our surrounding of nature. Why I say that? Because during MCO, we know that the number of cars or vehicles on the road are decreasing day by day. So, based on this situation, it can help to prevent the air pollution in our country. So I think that we also need to think on this way because because MCO is also has the good side of it instead of its negative side. So I think that's it.
Okay, thank you, Miss Amina. The last question is, does the MCO or movement control order can establish family relationship?
So I think that the MCO is able to establish family relationship. Why I say that? Because during the MCO, most of the parents are working from their home, so they have more time in spending time with their children. In fact, the schools are also shut down by our government, so the parents are being responsible to interact and also to communicate with their children in order to help them in doing homework and so on. So I think that MCO is able to strengthen the bond between the family when they are doing the hobbies or they are spending their times together. So by doing these activities, they are able to understand each other, and they are also it can encourage the love between them. So I think that MCO is giving a positive effect to the family relationship.
Okay, thank you, Miss Amina, for interview today. See you soon and thank you so much. Bye bye.
And good day, everyone. My name is SOFIYA binti ROZAB. In this video, I'm going to interview one of my friend, Amira Syairah Afrika binti Muhammad Nasri. Okay, how are you, Amira?
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. I'm doing good this time around.
I'm glad you are fine. Okay, so the first question is, nowadays we can see the increasing of the mental problem. So what do you think the effect of movement control order to the mental health during COVID-19 pandemic?
About the effect of MCO on mental health. Actually, we go up and down with no stabilization at all during MCO, and now we even have MCO 2.0. For mental health, we may experience stress, anxiety, fear, sadness, or even loneliness. Everything may occur. Like me as a student, I also experienced the same thing during ODL. It can be worse for those who are having mental disorder like depression and anxiety.
I agree with you, Amira. So how we can help those who have a mental problem during this pandemic?
In my opinion, if you need to stay at home and distance ourselves from others like we do right now, we need to find time each day to make further connection by texting, FaceTiming, Skype, or anything that make you feel good. On the other hand, we also should participate in regular activities. It can help to reduce the feeling of anxiety and improve our mood. We can do some movement that can relax our bodies, such as dance or exercise. There's a lot of that kind of content on YouTube lately. Lastly, if you feel like it's getting worse, like your mental doesn't react any good improvement, you can call Kasih Hotline of Women, Family and Community Development Ministry for help.
So for those who are having a mental problem, maybe one of the lists can help you. Okay. So last question. As we can see, there are pros and cons about MCO. So do you have any idea about the advantages of the movement control order?
If you ask the way I see it, actually there's a lot of positive side about MCO. First thing first we need to know is MCO was held to break the chain of COVID-19. At the same time, it gave an opportunity to all of us to spend our time at home, to create new hobby and be more creative. As you can see, there's a lot of people who create new content out there. We also can explore something new like starting an online business and anything so on.
Amira, you're absolutely right. I also think the MCO can reduce the air pollution because as we can see there was no car on the road because everyone is stay at home. Yes, I think that's all. Thank you Amira for being able to spend your time